Hey, hey, you're with TheEZGZ. Man, I'll tell you, I just got a call from my son. He's up in Idaho, headed this way, and I'm thinking he's going to be here by Father's Day. That's going to be pretty sweet. I'm awful happy about that. And his lovely wife has never seen my house or my toys, so I'm trying to get things cleaned up as I have time. I guess I got the house as clean as it's going to be. So I thought as long as I'm giving everything a good cleaning, I'd include the tub buggy. The tub buggy. Everybody else calls it their fiberglass car or dune buggy or Manx replica or one thing or another, but I call mine the tub buggy. And the way it got that name, I had not this particular one. The first one I had purchased it and I was working on it in the garage, had the garage door open, and there was these two little boys that used to walk around the block with their big dog. This dog was just a huge dog, and something like a boxer or something, but a full-grown, full-size dog. And they come around the block one day and they said, "Hey, mister, what is that?" And I says, it's a car." And they said, "It looks like a hot tub." And I laughed so hard I about fell over. I says, "A hot tub?" They're only like 5 years old, you know. And they said, "Yeah, looks like a hot tub with wheels on it." And I just got such a kick out of that. From then on, I always called it my tub buggy, because it looks like a hot tub. You know, I bet a guy could. I wonder if you took the seats out, put some Biscuit in there, if you could fill this thing with water. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Really make it into a hot tub. Set it out in the sun, put some black Biscuit in there. I saw some kids, one time I lived out in Grand Junction, and that's kind of a small town, western town, you know. And these kids had this 4x4 truck, and it was all jacked up with shocks and all this stuff. And they had put this visqueen in the back of this truck, laid it over the edge, and these girls were back there in their little bikinis, you know, and it was full of water, and they were slopping around, and they had the back window open, and there was a couple guys and about 3 chicks back there, and they were smashed. They were totally smashed. I'm sure they would have got pulled over if anybody would see them, and I don't know where they were going. But it was on the outskirts of town, and I was going to someplace, and it was a bright, hot summer day, and they were just laughing, and they stopped at the stop sign, and they slopping around back in there. I thought, man, what fun. I wished I'd have thought of that when I was a kid. But, yeah, I just give her a good polish and cleaned up the wheels. Wheels always make a car, you know. I think no matter what the rest of the car is, if you got nice wheels, it always sets the thing off. And that first car of mine, it only had the traditional roll bar behind the seats, and it was the big 2-inch one. And I thought when I built this one that I would incorporate the full cage and have this so that it supports the windshield. And I've only got one bolt in my windshield, and the idea was to have it like a Jeep so that you could fold it down. And as it turned out, and I would like to say I planned it this way, but it was actually luck. If you look at that windshield frame, it kind of lines up just inside. Even the radius is the same. This windshield could be taken off, or another one could be put in here and have a glass back, and I've often thought about doing that. I bought a separate windshield. I kept the windshield from the other car, and I thought about putting it glass and kind of closing it in that way. I decided that I wanted a little shelf back here. I wanted to extend it, give it the protection. I wanted some place to tie it down. And one of the other main features was I wanted this above the windshield frame so I could carry my kayak on the top of this, and it would be supported just on the frame, not on the windshield. I made these two interconnecting bars I put them there so that when you get in and out of the car, you've got something to hang on to and you're not bashing into it your head. And I knew this is basically my retirement dune buggy, I guess. And someday, I still have an aluminum front end. You could shed a few £100, take the gas tank out of the front, and put the aluminum front end and the spindle mount wheels, and leave that bumper and stuff off. Take the windshield off. You could shed several £100 and put this thing on the dunes. And that's why I kind of set mine up a little higher than most to support the side pods, which come off. And also I wanted to make room for the paddle tires, and I seriously needed room for my air cleaners. I don't know if you can see that up there, but I mean, it is just about touching. It's a close fit, and if it was down that 2 inches, I already had to cut some fiberglass off. And I wanted a little protection, so I put this piece of aluminum deck plate up there, thinking that since I have another gas tank behind the seats, which would be for the dunes, you wouldn't want the weight on the front. And I do have a cutter brake in here. But if you had to pick somebody up or rescue somebody or just go out for a little fun ride, they could sit on the back here with their feet down there and hang on to the top. And you could go out to the dunes and kind of watch some of the action. And a lot of time is spent just doing exactly that. Run sweet. You know what? We should go for a putt around the lake. Yeah. Enough of this talking. Let's go for a putt. Cold start. That's why I like duals.